Hi, my dear friends. This is Vasilina Orlova with you, and I turned on this recording to discuss something that is on my mind, and I would like to talk to you through the concept of limerence. And I apologize, I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I know there is a lot of fantastic speakers out there whose speech flows beautifully, and they clearly prepare for the speeches that they're making, or they're already on this level of skills when they're able to produce the speech completely smoothly. I'm not ever probably going to be of the same type of speaker, or I'm not really taking that seriously, these videos, right? So that I would prepare to them. But I would still record these videos because it's just interesting for me to record them. And I appreciate your support. So limerence, why I'm going to record a video about it? Because limerence is an important issue that contemporary dwellers of cities and villages, if you will, face in their lives. And limerence is something, in my understanding, that is a type of love. And that's the love that is the love of infatuation. It is the love of obsession. I wouldn't say that this is not love, as some speakers do, because ultimately, if you experience something that you call love, who is to come and tell you that that's not love, right? However, limerence, I think why this concept is going to be useful and why it's not exactly obsession or any other concepts is that limerence is something that allows us to distinguish this highly charged state in which we are clearly going through the ride of up and down of hormones, essentially, like dopamine, for example, right? That is very closely connected to whatever we have in mind about the other person. And limerence is a kind of love that is developed towards the person to whom the limerent person or the person in the state of limerence doesn't have access to. So either there are circumstances that prevent them from being together. For example, one of them or both of them are in a committed long-term relationship, or maybe they don't even know this person, which is often the case. For instance, they only know this person from social media, or they only saw this person from afar, like they know them in life, but they never really talked to this person. Like all their contacts were basically like 20-minute conversation with this person, but nevertheless, they developed this intense obsession about this person, and this is why it's called limerence. And this is why I think it can be very helpful for us to distinguish. Because essentially, limerence is a love that cannot be consummated, or it can, but through a lot of circumstances that would prevent it and that would ultimately potentially harm a lot of people along the way. So limerence is not a harmless state. Limerence is actually time consuming and energy consuming, and calls into question the self-respect of the person, because if they're going to act on it and engage into some sort of affair, they're going to be lying, they're going to be hiding, they're going to be regretting some stuff that they did, or uh, you know, the steps that they took, let's say, right? And limerence is in general has this potential to ruin your life. And the more I read about limerence, and that's not exactly the well-researched area, and there is a lot of contradictory ideas about what limerence is and isn't. But the more I read about limerence, the more I think myself that limerence can actually be treated with pharmacological interventions, like the drugs that are used to alleviate the states of OCD and substance use may be actually helpful for limerence. And right now in DSM-5, limerence is not a disorder that is in any way described, but it actually has the symptoms that would coincide with some of the symptoms of OCD, for example. Limerence can actually be very anxious state. It's very anxious, it's obsessive, it's compulsive, it's checking on somebody else, or I don't know, checking their social media, or just thinking about them, and so on and so on. It takes so much time in this obsessive state on the peak of it that it actually precludes you from doing the things that you should be doing, such as fulfilling your family obligations, fulfilling your job obligations, would interfere with your relationships, with other serious stuff in your life, which is essentially what disorder does. Disorder intervenes in an important side of our lives to the degree that we need help. So limerence has this ability and has this capacity. Not to pathologize everything that we experience and not to make a disorder out of everything, but when you experience love, when you build a relationship that is a loving relationship, the sense of deep affection, the sense of deep connection, it is based on the mutual development. It is unfolding in time. It is built on the real experiences, and limerence has nothing that out of this list that would need to happen in order for limerence to happen. So again, I'm not saying that everybody who has limerence has to be put on drugs immediately, but I am saying that if we developed our understanding of limerence into that direction, some people might have not made the behaviors and the actions that they would regret otherwise having done them. And that is actually something that is treatable and something that is treatable with psychopharmacological means. Now, we are just approaching this point as a society. We are not there yet, and I foresee the movement against it when people would say, no, allow us to experience this, allow us to have love, let's not pathologize everything. But the thing is, again, the question is how it ruins your life. And if it does, and that's limerence is not a pleasant state to live through, because let's say it pushes you to do some things and then you regret these things. Sometimes you regret them immediately after you did them. Sometimes you regret them much after you have done them. And none of that kind of has to happen. The humanity has the ability to recognize that that's a problem, and that's a mental health problem, or it's the problem of the mind, and the humanity has the ability to take action and begin treating it. So that's what I wanted to say about limerence. Hoping you're having a great day. Now, I'm doing my coaching, as you know. I'll link that link below. Right now, nobody will prescribe you any drugs for limerence. They will have to diagnose you with something else in order to be able to prescribe you with the drugs, be it antidepressants or anxiety-reducing drugs. So the things that are available are mental health counseling, which I don't do right now, coaching, which can help, but it may not replace mental health counseling, and your journey of self-discovery, which is you learning stuff, right? So thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you being here. Once again, forgive for not having good light. And I'm thinking about creating thumbnails finally. I'm not there yet. I appreciate your support as I go. And I'm hoping that you're really having a great day. Bye-bye.